Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ranger's Respite. I'm Philip, and today is Wednesday, and that means that it's time for a Whiskey Wednesday review, a Whiskey Library review. I have to apologize. This is going up late because the video that I recorded on Monday morning, or it wasn't morning, it was like just like noon. I bumped my bar, which is in front of me. So basically, bar, back bar, me. I bumped my bar and apparently unplugged my microphone from my, I don't know how, from my interface. And so, like, about halfway through the video, the sound went out. And I picked this up and I decided, since I have to re-record this anyway, I'll just, instead of doing what I was going to do before, I'll talk about Cool Springs Distillery, Loudon Bourbon Whiskey. Now, before I get into it, ladies and gentlemen, if you like this channel, if you like what I do, you like these videos, I would really and truly appreciate it if you would support me by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And if you are looking forward to the Virginia Whiskey Tournament, which that will be entered in, I mean, every distillery will be entered in, and then it will be representing Cool Springs Distillery. You can support it by going to the Spreadshirt link in the description down below. Down below. And buying t-shirts to support the Virginia Whiskey Tournament. Purchase of those shirts and whatnot of those designs will go to offsetting the cost of the purchase of the Virginia Whiskey Tournament trophy, the Virginia Whiskey Champion Trophy, which, as with every previous year, will be a Peter Jefferson Cup engraved with Virginia Whiskey Champion and the year. I believe that this year is 2026. Anyway, let's talk about this. So, I should actually let you get a good look at this. I really like the label on this. Beautiful colors, lots of information. So this is from Cool Springs Distillery, which is a relatively new one. It's in Loudoun County, Virginia, in Lovettsville. Yeah, Lovettsville, Virginia. As you can see there, it's got map coordinates, volume, distilled from grain, Lovettsville, Virginia, Cool Springs Distillery, bottled by Cool Springs Distillery, distilled in Virginia. So, this is a source product, but it is sourced from a distillery within the Commonwealth of Virginia. There are a handful of distilleries in the Commonwealth that do contract distilling, and I will never hold it against a distillery, especially so young as this one, to source, to fill the gap, to keep their doors open, and put a bourbon in the glass of consumers, or a rye whiskey in the glasses of consumers, while they wait for their own stock to mature to the point where they can release it. And for an idea of what sort of age statement they're looking to get, this is 5 years old. It's bottled at 45% alcohol by volume or 90 proof. Let me just read this blurb from the bottle. From the lush fields of Lovettsville, Virginia, Cool Spring Distillery is the shared vision of three friends turned artisans. Nestled in the heart of Cool Spring Farm, our spirits are masterfully crafted with crystal clear spring water and the finest local ingredients by our master distiller, who brings generations of distilling expertise to every bottle. Each bottle is a celebration of tradition and innovation, offering a taste as vibrant and unique as the land itself, enriched by a legacy of craftsmanship. I can't wait to try their own distillate bourbon when it comes out. And maybe, hey guys, if you make a rye, I will definitely enjoy that. Well, let's let's take a look at what I've got in the glass. Color-wise, it's kind of an ambery color, not too coppery, not too dark, but not straw pale. On the nose, it's sweet, very sweet. There's like bright ripe peach, cinnamon, some like bready, grainy notes, some definite like barrel notes like caramel and a little bit of vanilla. There's a note of like dusty tasting Caro corn syrup. Mm. Mm. On the palate, it is a wonderfully gentle, like maybe just a tad thin, but a wonderfully gentle caramel stone fruit. And like a note that I can only describe as being like wild strawberries. So like, like cultivated strawberries are all sweet or tart and like big flavor. Wild strawberries are like almost grassy, slightly sweet. Um and like I don't know how to describe it. It's the flavor of wild strawberries. There's just a little bit more of the barrel bitter flavor on the palate than comes through on the nose. It is very nicely balanced. Um, it's well blended, well batched, I should say. I think it could stand with being a little bit proofier. I'd like to see this a little bit fuller, um, maybe around 46% up to 50%. Something with a little more to chew on, as it were. Something that gives it a little bit more weight, a little bit more oily texture, so that it clings better. Because the finish just virtually disappears. It's here and gone, and it's just that like slight barrel bitter turned to like seared peaches and then nothing. And I think that that's unfortunate because there are definitely elements within this that I think could be improved upon with a little bit more proof, a little bit more like meatiness or substance to the whiskey itself. And that's just my personal opinion. I will say that this has a dustiness to the nose that, like, yeah, 5 years isn't anything to scoff at, but, like, there's this, like, dusty grain note on the nose that really makes me think of a considerably older product, something in the 7 to 8-year range. But, yeah, I think this is perfectly acceptable whiskey. Maybe maybe not the best I've had from a young distillery, but it is very good. I think that it's worth trying. Um, and I understand from my friend Henry that their apple pie moonshine is fantastic. So there is that. Now, I always ask and answer 3 questions with all of my reviews. The first one being, do I enjoy it? It's all right. Um, there are no like off notes or real negative attributes to this whiskey, which is clearing the first hurdle with flying colors. I find it to be a little bit thin, a little bit boring. The really interesting notes in it, I think, would be helped by being a little bit proofier. Just sort of letting it be a little bit heavier and oilier would carry those notes through a little bit better. But that might make it less palatable to the average bourbon drinker's palate. So that is a trade-off. And it's a difficult choice to make. And it is not to me to say that it is necessarily the right choice or the wrong choice, because I am not your average consumer. I am a consumer, but I'm not sort of the average person who goes into a liquor store and goes, "Oh, it's made locally. I think I'll give it a try." That said, I am always happy to give every craft distillery a chance at least once, and 2 or 3 times if they're in the Commonwealth of Virginia. That brings me to my second question. Do I think it's a good value? For me personally, I don't, but the obvious major caveat here is that this is a craft product from a craft distillery. This is something that they're staking their reputation on, that they are pinning their hopes of the future on. And I think that it shows promise of things to come. If they're batching these in-house, which I believe that they are, then that shows an excellent palate for building a good, consistent, or not necessarily consistent because this is only one release, a good, well-rounded, balanced batch. And I think you should try it. I believe it comes out to about $43, which is the higher end for a 5-year-old bourbon, but it is sort of middle of the road for a craft spirit. And I think that it is worth that to try it. And I think that you should buy it. I will also say that, again, I have been told that where they really shine currently is in their flavored moonshines and that I should try those. So, I might. They aren't typically something that I enjoy, but I'm willing to give them a shot because, like I said, I'm always happy to give every craft distillery a shot. 2 or 3 if they're in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Third and final question is, do I recommend it? Yes. I kind of answered it in the last answer, but yeah, I think that you should give it a try. If you are in Loudoun County, Virginia, if you are in the surrounding areas, give it a try. Uh, let them show you what they're about, because you regret the things that you miss more than you regret the things that you try. And I've only regretted buying one bottle of whiskey. So, and it's not this one. Just putting that out there. It's not this one. Um, I think that covers just about everything. Coming up on Friday, we've got the next Hinter House that I have a sample of, courtesy of Nate Randall. And then on Saturday, another Lost Lantern Whiskey review. On Monday, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be taking a sample from my big box of samples. I've got about 107 samples, and I'm going to review a sample. I'm not actually choosing at random. I'm going to be going through samples that were given to me by Randall of Off Topic Whiskey. Oh no, that's next Monday. This coming Monday. No, I got it backwards. It is this Monday. Sorry. I don't have my calendar in front of me. I'm going based on memory alone. And I have the memory of a goldfish cracker. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me yak about this wonderful craft spirit and my channel. If you enjoy what I do, I'd truly appreciate a like, a comment, and a subscribe. And until next time, stay happy, stay geeks. Sláinte.